Hello, this is Payal Agarwal from Kolkata, India. Namaste. Hello, Namaste. This is Payal Agarwal from Kolkata. Welcome back. Today we are going to make a one-pot meal, and it's a fantastic Vietnamese noodle soup. It's called the Vietnamese pho soup. Very popular in Vietnam, Thailand, and in the northeast part of India, people eat it a lot. And of course in Darjeeling, which is the northern side of West Bengal, very popular there, and Sikkim, Gangtok, Nepal. So there are different versions of the soup, and this I had learned from a very lovely lady in Thailand when we had gone there 2 years back, I think 2 years back. So let's begin. It's a very interesting one pot recipe, and it's lovely and very, very tasty. So first things first, I'll introduce you to all the veggies that we have today. A lot of them. So we have onions sliced, one medium-sized onion sliced. I've taken a small little, I got hold of a baby carrot, so that much I could take out of it, and I've cut it into juliennes, if you can just see, like that. Yeah, so just strips of carrot, so like that. Baby corn sliced and blanched, as I told you in one of my recipes earlier. You slice it, put a little water, and you put it in a microwave proof bowl, and you whack it in the microwave for a minute. So it just becomes a little soft, because baby corn can take a bit of extra time to cook. So that is the baby corn. Cauliflower florets, and everything should be bite size. And make sure when you're cutting all your vegetables, remember this one tip, that whenever you're cutting all your vegetables for a one pot meal, remember they should be approximately the same size, so that they cook together and they cook at the same time. So if some vegetables are very small, some are very large, so the smaller ones will cook and become all mushy, and the larger ones will stay raw. So let's not do that. Spot the difference today in me. Can you? Okay, tell me if you can spot the difference. There's something different today. Okay, so these are beans again. I've just cut them into small strips. Coriander leaves, washed, chopped. And I've got whole spinach leaves. We have to just tear it and put it in the recipe. I'll show you how. So these are just a few spinach leaves which I've washed under running water. Always wash spinach under running water nicely, thoroughly for 2-3 minutes, and keep them in the water for another 2-3 minutes, soaked in water. Take it out and get rid of all the water, all the residual water. Pat them dry, and then you can put it in the fridge and take it out as and when you need it. So that's spinach. Green onions. I have taken the green and the white part of it. Spring onions, green onions, scallions, whatever you call it. So a bit of that. Ginger grated. And as you can see, I took a big square inch piece of ginger and I've grated. The main flavor again in the soup is ginger and garlic. So a good amount of ginger and garlic we'll be needing today. So that much ginger grated. And I've taken 6 to 8 cloves of garlic, which we are going to pound later, and we are going to use it. So that, and of course the ginger garlic paste. I've taken a good big dinner spoonful. So now remember, I told you how to make the ginger garlic paste. Take a cup of garlic cloves, take a cup of ginger, grate it, or just cut into small cubes, put it in the processor, mix it, make a paste. And the amount you get of that paste is, suppose you're taking a cup of ginger garlic paste, take a cup of oil, put it in a pan like so, and start roasting it. So once it's done, you'll see the oil kind of separates, and you can put it in a airtight container, put it in the fridge so that it's ready for use whenever you want it. And peppers, of course, we've got all sorts of peppers, green, yellow, red. And we've got chopped mushrooms, button mushrooms. Again, wash it under running water, because there's a lot of dirt on mushrooms, because it grows really close to the ground. So it has a lot of dirt. So rinse, 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 and then you chop it up. Okay. And lime juice. So we are making a drink which is called the Chan Soda in Vietnam. It's in India we call it Nimbu Pani. And the chan soda is, it can be made in different flavors. I'll tell you when we get there. Noodles, of course, because it's a pho soup, noodle soup, so noodles. I've taken the packaged noodles, whole wheat. You can, if you're again gluten intolerant, use rice noodles. Okay. So that is that, and a few sauces that we'll use for this is the red chili sauce, because we need it a little fiery, and vinegar. I've got apple cider vinegar. Again, I'll be speaking about this to you extensively. It's an unbelievable ingredient, and you can use it in many ways. I'll tell you how. And light soy. You don't want dark soy. If you have dark soy, take a dash of dark soy and double the amount of water and mix it, and then you use it, because we don't want the soup to be a very dark color. Okay, so soybean soy sauce. Soy sauce is again fermented, vinegar fermented. As I told you, try and incorporate fermented food in your ingredients in your food. So let's get started. Pan on, heat on. Okay, so that is that. And oil. Now again, if you have coconut oil, go ahead and use it. I'll be using rice bran and 2 spoons, maybe 2 dinner spoons of oil goes in. And again, you don't want it piping hot, because when you, as I told you, when you put the ginger and garlic, you don't want it burning. So ginger going in first. Ginger in. Okay, the heat is on a low at the moment. My mortar and pestle, we are going to pound the life out of the garlic today. So 6, 7, 8, say 8 cloves of garlic I've taken here. So I put it. That's saying hi to you, I think. Hi. Okay, so pound, pound, pound. We don't want it, we've already taken the paste, so we want this like little chunky. The garlic, I'll show you. So I've pounded that. So now as you can see, it's not very, I'll just show you. See? You just bash it up little bit. So it's, some are whole, some are just crushed, just little crushed garlic you want. So you put that in. So these are the basic aromats that are going in today, nothing much. Ginger and garlic, and that is what will give you the, and ginger garlic are strong flavors, and we are putting a lot of it, so it will be very strong flavor of ginger and garlic. Again, if you're not very fond of maybe a strong flavor of garlic, you can reduce the garlic amount, that's not a problem. But on the whole, if you know the soup, if you put a good reasonable amount of ginger and garlic, it really, because you know, it will neutralize it, because we are going to put a lot of water, there's going to be noodles, so it won't be like burning in your mouth, the garlic, and it does become sweeter. See, the moment it starts sizzling, and the garlic and the ginger will cook as the oil keeps getting hotter. And a lot of people are joining in. Hello everyone, good evening. I'm so happy, I'm so glad, and I'm really touched with all your love. If you're liking my video, if you're enjoying the recipes, please do post it, repost it on your wall. Let other people also join into our family. We will welcome them with open arms. Let them cook with us. And at this point now, the onion goes in, the sliced onions. I have taken a medium-sized onion, as I told you. Sliced it, and now the heat is on a high, so now you can turn the heat up on a high, and now one by one start stir frying all the vegetables. And you just want it kind of stir fried just to start the process, and then of course it will cook with the soup. Okay. And everybody, you know, all these places that I mentioned, Vietnam, Thailand, Nepal, Sikkim, the northeastern states of India, Sikkim and Darjeeling and stuff, they all have their own versions. But predominantly, these are the veggies, and this is the process predominantly. Some people use various stocks, beef stock and chicken stock. If you want to make a non-vegetarian version, you can. Cauliflower. So remember, try using the veggies which will take a little longer to cook. Throw them in first. Onions always in the beginning because you wanted to sweat it out a little bit, and then the veggies as and when, if the cauliflower will take the longest out of all these veggies, beans and carrots and stuff like that. So that goes in first. Stir fry. Just keep stirring and keep incorporating the vegetables. Then baby corn, that goes in. I'll tell you a very interesting fact about onions. Onions and apples have the same flavor. Did you know that? It's the same taste. So what makes them different is the smell. Otherwise, the taste is exactly the same. This is a fact. And the thing that makes it different is the smell. The onion has a more pungent smell and apple has a sweeter smell. So that is what differentiates the two. Otherwise, the taste is exactly the same. So the lesson here being that we eat with all our senses. You see colorful food, you get appetized. Then you smell nice food, you will feel even more hungry, you know. And then you taste it in your mouth, and ultimately the magic happens in the stomach. So let's put in good thought to our food. See what we are putting in. So a person is basically what he eats. If you're eating good food, it will do good to you. If you're putting in things that are not required and are not, your body is not accepting it, it's not going to really help. So eating with all our senses. So you must look at your food with delight, smell it with even more delight, and taste it and devour it and give it time, give it thought, love what you're putting inside yourself. So that is stirring away. Now the beans go in, and along with that the carrots. Okay. Again stir. As I told you, salt again at various stages. So at this point now the veggies are in, so we put a dash bit of soy masala box. Can't do without it. Okay, so little bit, a dash of salt, 1/4 teaspoon, just to start the process. Help the veggies release its moisture. Did anybody try the curry leaf oil which I was talking about yesterday? If you did, comment. Tell me what you liked about my videos. Please comment. I would love to hear from you all. Tell me what else I can make for you if you're interested in a certain recipe. If I don't have the opportunity to make it for you in this session of 16 days, I will talk about it. I will let you know. So do comment, let me know. I would love to hear from you, all the feedback. Okay, so at this point now the mushrooms first. Yeah, mushrooms. Mushrooms go in, and then the pepper, all the beautiful colors. So all the 3 colors of the pepper go in. Okay. Now that it will start leaving, the moment you put in the mushrooms has a lot of moisture. It's 90% water. Very good for people who are watching the weight. Mushrooms is a must have in your diet. And you can make it anyhow. You can stir fry it, you can just blanch it a bit and make it into a salad. You can make very nice curries out of it. The North Indian curries that we have, makhani and shahi and butter masala, taste very good with mushrooms. So now this is happening, and now we put in the ginger garlic paste. Remember I told you not to put it in hot oil or in the first thing to go, because it will splatter all over. So now that the veggies are in, it won't splatter and it will just coat all the veggies. Okay. stir. Oh, sorry. Ow. Sorry, dear. Poor thing. So, he popped out of the pan the pepper, and for his bad behavior, I've quarantined it. That's what's happening. Anyway, okay, so now light soy. I'll show you. I'm just taking like a teaspoon worth of light soy. That much, a teaspoon of light soy. You don't want it dark. Soy sauce is again soybeans, which is fermented and used a lot in the Northeast and in Thailand and in Asian cuisines. Every cuisine has something which is fermented to go along with the food. So what the fermented food does is it encourages and it gives birth to good bacteria in your gut. And if your gut is strong and if your gut is happy, you are happy. So intestines, we normally don't think about it too much, but is one of the main body parts and should be looked after, and fermented food is something which will look after it. So it will maintain the balance of the good bacteria in your gut so that whatever you're eating is digested. So fermented food, of course, please incorporate away. At this point, we put in a little bit of sugar, building up the flavor profile as I told you. Sweet, salty, little chili, pepper. And pepper again adjust according to how you like it. If you like it a little, because pepper will give you, again, red chilies hit the tip of your tongue. Pepper will hit the back of your throat. So that's why when we are in India, when we are making any kind of teas or we make these concoctions when we get a cold, which I was talking about yesterday also, the ginger, honey, and so we put a pinch of pepper. Hits the back of your throat always, and the red chili will hit the tip of your tongue. Remember, if you like very fiery food, use as much as you want. It's up to you. Red chili sauce, as I told you earlier, my family likes it a little hot, so I'm going to put like a teaspoon in the beginning, and then we'll see. If we need more, we'll put more. But I think this should be enough. This should be enough. Yeah. So that is done. Now at this point, my dear friends, we put in some water. Okay, little bit of water so that everything starts coming together. Now I am using apple cider vinegar. You can use rice wine vinegar. You can use, but just try and avoid the synthetic vinegar. That doesn't give it a very good taste. What happens with that, it becomes a little bitter. So avoid that. In case you only have synthetic vinegar in the house and you don't have any kind of other vinegar, I suggest avoid vinegar completely and we'll put in lemon juice instead. Works well and will save the dish from getting bitter. So now we've put in that a little bit of water and we are going to cover it and let it sit there for on a medium high, so that it all starts boiling and just about starting to cook, and then we'll put in the magic ingredient, that is the vinegar. Now let's talk a little bit about the vinegar. Apple cider vinegar, and apple cider vinegar again, as I told you, fermented food, I've been talking a lot about it. So this is also fermented apple. So what happens is, how it's made, I'll tell you initially. So you take the farmers take the apple, crush it, and they put yeast and let it ferment. So once that fermented, the liquid that comes out of it is basically alcohol. That after that process, they put in more good bacteria into the alcohol, and once that sits for a bit and for a few days, what happens is it becomes acetic acid. That is the main compound in the apple cider vinegar. Benefits are umpteen, countless. Good for your hair, good for cholesterol, good for diabetes, good for weight loss, good for maintaining your pH balance, good for, I mean, I can just go on and on counting. Good for encouraging the fauna and the flora and the good bacteria in your gut. It's a probiotic. In the morning, in a glass of water, say around 300 ml of water, take 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, 1 teaspoon of honey, mix it, and you needn't warm it up, nothing. Honey should never be, you can add it to warm water, never heat up honey. So don't mix it in water and then heat up the water. Heat up the water and then add the honey. Remember, and even apple cider vinegar, never put it in water and then heat it up. Like in the dish also, why I have not put it now is, let it heat up, let it cook, and then I will put the vinegar at the end. So it maintains its sanctity, and it's nice and beneficial for you. Okay, so apple cider vinegar, and again same with rice wine vinegar. Again, that's fermented rice. So you can use that. Synthetic vinegar is all chemicals. So I really, except for cleaning your iron skillets, I don't think it should be used in any other form, to be very honest with you. So if you really want benefits of vinegar, use good quality apple cider or rice wine. And if you don't have that, just avoid the vinegar, use lemon juice. Much better, give you the same taste and benefits. So vinegar is a fantastic drink. Do give it a try. And you know what you can do is also, when you, like suppose you've put makeup and now you've removed your makeup and at night you want to sleep, just take a little bit of a spoon of apple cider vinegar and a spoon of rose water and a spoon of normal water. Mix it, dip your cotton ball in that, and you use it as a toner. Use that, sleep, morning, wash your face with cold water. Delightful. So it's like, it all the marks and your oily patches, everything just disappears, gives you a nice shine, clean face. And of course, remember, anything that you put outside, and if it's good for your skin, the first place you should start from is inside. So put that inside you, let it rejuvenate you from the inside, and then of course outside you can use it. So there are things in the kitchen, in our random daily lives. Kitchen has the best things which you can use as a mask, as a toner, as a cleanser, as a moisturizer. Yesterday I was talking about ghee. It's the best moisturizer. Take a tad bit. It has a strong smell. So take a tad bit, and you can just after you're washing your utensils, if you feel that it's very dry, your hands, just put it like that. Let it be for a bit and wash it off with warm water or normal water. I thought just let it be because I've got very dry skin, and it absorbs, and it's the best moisturizer. So try these things. They are nice, natural and good for you. So now once now this is again one gadget which you'll find everywhere in Indian kitchens. It's called a pakad. So this is what we use. It's like a tong, and in case there are no lids in any of the pans, like this particular pan, I've taken a bigger pan today, it doesn't have a lid, so I'm using a plate. So you hold the plate with that so that you don't burn yourself. Okay, so we'll keep it here for the time being, and this is happening. So nice strong aromas. At this point now, we put in the noodles. I've taken normal whole wheat noodles. You can take rice noodles if you want to, or the normal noodles also. The flour noodles are also fine. And what you have to do is, you don't have to put very long strands in the noodle soup. Okay, so you just try and you just break it into half, so that when you're eating it with a spoon, it's not like running all over the place, the noodles. Okay, so you just break that into half and you put it in the pan. Now again, we won't need any kind of thickening agent because noodles will give out its starch. So no thickening agent required. You don't need any cornstarch, corn flour. But if you feel it's become very watery, go ahead and add a little bit of cornstarch. You take 1 spoon, 3 spoons of water, mix. It will become like a thin paste, and you add that and it starts thickening up immediately. In case we need it, I'll show you how to do that. Spinach leaves, so I'm just breaking it into small, no need to chop it finely or whatever, needs to be like in shards. We'll give it a nice color also and crunch also. At this point now, heat is on a medium high, okay? Heat is on a medium high. You're just putting in the spinach. You're putting in the onion greens. You put in little bit, just keep back a little bit so that you can sprinkle it on top at the end. So that having done, give it a good mix. So this is the pho soup. Now, this is the vegetarian version. And for non-vegetarians, you can add fish, you can add chicken, you can add other kind of seafoods, whatever you want, prawns, shrimp, go ahead and add whatever kind of meat that you prefer. Okay, water. Now again, as all one pot meals, make sure that it's almost covering everything. Few things peeping out of here and there is fine, but almost covering everything. I'll show you. Now see, I'll just show you the color. See, can you see the color? It's not very dark. It's not very light. It's just like, you know, see that this is the color that you want. And the water is just enough to cover the noodles like so. Okay. So now little bit we'll taste and just to see whether the seasoning is alright. So we had just put a little bit of salt. So I just want to see whether the salt and sugar is fine. So otherwise we'll balance it right now and then we'll cover it. Ooh, hot. Oh, salt. Salt, sugar, it needs both. Taste. As I told you, keep building up the flavor profile. If you're not tasting your food as you go along, you're going to be making a mess. So please, I encourage you to keep tasting your food. And if you're liking my recipes, let me know if you tried any and if you liked it, what went wrong. If there was anything wrong, I'll help you out with it. And little bit of sugar, because remember we are going to put vinegar, so and it is going to become a little tart. So we balance that out with the sugar. And now vinegar also, we are not putting it now. We'll let this cook and then put the vinegar at the end. Cover and let it be on a medium high and let it do its thing. Now we will talk about the drink. So chan soda. It's like it's a very popular drink in Vietnam. Chan also in in India, when there are people who are from Sikkim or people who are from Darjeeling and Gangtok, chan means very good. That's the meaning of chan in in India. So I don't know what it really means in Vietnamese. So we'll say very good soda. And soda, you can use any kind of juice that you have. If you have pomegranate, go ahead. If you have guava juice, you can use that. If you have mixed fruit, if you have mango, any kind of juice is fine. Soda is fine. Water, the best. What I normally do is I try and use water or any packaged juice is another thing I don't use at all. Full of preservatives and full of all kinds of chemicals which your body doesn't need. So I don't use packaged juice. If you have the patience and if you have the time to take out, and if you have those fruits, citric fruits to take out the juice fresh in your house, use that, or use water. Soda again, aerated drinks, I will please, I request you with folded hands to stay away from, because aerated drinks is, they are carbonated drinks. So what they do is, they artificially induce carbon dioxide into water to make it fizzy. I mean, can you imagine? We are breathing every second of our lives to take out carbon dioxide from our body, and then you put it right back inside. I mean, it really doesn't make sense. So avoid carbonated drinks as much as you can. But if you feel that, I mean, I can only request, if you feel that you do want to have it, go ahead, no problem. Okay. So now this is boiling away. You turn that to a low, as I told you, 5 minutes, let it be. And now we go back to our drink. My dancing glass, my favorite. So here it is for all of y'all. Now we take the glass, lemon juice. As I told you, I have a little plant, so I have taken out the juice of 2 small limes. If you get hold of big ones, I think 1 should be enough. What normally 10 ml of lime juice would need around 2 teaspoons of sugar. Okay, so if you're using sugar, 2 teaspoons. If you're using jaggery is a little less sweeter than sugar, so 3 teaspoons. If you're using honey, again 3 teaspoons. So you can use whichever sweetener you want. As I told you, I stay away from processed sugar, but this is natural palm sugar. So I'm using 3 teaspoons here. As I told you, I have this baby spoon dipped in sugar. I showed you now. This 3 teaspoons. Okay, that goes in. And now one thing I'll introduce you to is this rock salt. Very readily available in India and everywhere else. So in this drink, we'll just put a tad bit. As I told you, if you put salt in anything sweet, it enhances the sweetness. I told you yesterday. So just a little bit, 1/6 of a teaspoon maybe. This much, just a good pinch. Just a little bit of that rock salt goes in. And stir. So that, again, use a lot of lime and lemon and citric fruits. Drink a lot of this. It balances out the pH levels. If your pH level is balanced out, you will not get, the younger generation will not get pimples. You don't get dandruff. You don't get dry skin. You don't get oily skin. pH levels, to maintain your pH levels in your body is very, very important. Your eyesight, it helps you have those bright, nice eyes, clear vision. So vitamin C helps you combat a cold and a cough. So this is like a punch of vitamin C. 1 glass of this and you're sorted for the day for your vitamin C requirement at least. Yeah. So give it a mix. And as you see now, see the sugar is starting to melt. Can you see? So because lemon juice is acidic, it will start melting the sugar immediately. Once that is happening, just give it a minute. We'll just check on the soup. My tongue. Okay. Yeah. So now see at this point what has happened. I'll just show you. The noodles are beginning to soften. So it's almost cooked. I'll just show you. See? Can you see? Nice and sloppy. Almost cooked. At this point now and the soup is thick. See? It's not very thin. It's not watery. So because the noodle has given out its starch, it's thickened it automatically. So you don't need to put a thickening agent. Okay. Now you see how thick or thin. Now again taste. First things first, taste. Why I'm thinking it needs a little bit more of sugar, of salt. So I will go ahead and put a little. Remember, it will need a little tad bit more of salt because the noodles also drink up a lot of salt, and liquid also you'll have to keep adjusting because the noodles will drink up a lot of liquid to cook. And I will put a little bit more of the chili sauce. Okay, according to my taste. Now you see how you want it. If you feel it's right, don't put it. I feel for myself and for my family it's a little less, so I'll put a little bit. Okay, so chili sauce in. At this point now it's all done. So we put in a little bit more of water because it's drunk up all the liquid. Little bit more of the water and put it on a medium high again so that it comes to a nice boil. At this point we put in the vinegar so that we are maintaining the qualities and the good qualities of the vinegar. So 1 teaspoon of that goes in. The moment you put the vinegar in, turn the gas off, heat off. Vinegar should not be boiling away and cooking away in the hot liquid. It spoils it. So green onions, the ones we had saved for the end, that goes in, and the coriander leaves. Okay, coriander leaves go in. And as I had told you, for any one pot meal, cover it and just let it sit for 2-3 minutes. Not to open it, not to touch it. Let everything kind of mix around, amalgamate, get married to each other, as I say, so that they can make us nice and happy for dinner. Okay, please tell me if you like the recipe, anything else that you want to see, anything else that I can help you with, if your previous recipes you have made. And there were people who were asking me a few things, you know, whether we can use spaghetti for the pasta dish that I made. So I do reply. Please post your comments on the comment section. And if you're seeing me live, hit the share button, share it on your page, share it on WhatsApp with your friends group. Let everybody join in. We are cooking up storms together, as you can see, and I'm loving to interact with everybody. I'm getting a lot of love. Thank you very much. And go to the FOMO No More page, like the page, and then you can see all my videos. Press on the notification icon so that you can get notified for all the lovely videos that and the sessions that are happening. I'm cooking, and then there is dance happening, salsa, and then there is a lifestyle coach, a very you know, who will help you with a lot of your daily life questions. So let's be connected, even though we can't meet each other, but let's be connected. And as I said, we are a nice big happy family. Okay, so now that my chhan liquid is all dissolved, I will put water. You can put in soda, as I told you, juices, whatever it is that you want. Okay, so a little bit of water. I'll just get a little bit more of the cold water. 1 minute. Ta-da! I'm back. So a little bit more of the cold water. And stir, stir, stir. Nice. And you can add any juice, as I told you, add soda. Please avoid it. That's my request. But if you do want to, please go ahead. So that's my chhan drink and my slurpy, yummy Vietnamese pho soup ready for you to devour. Have you seen the colors? So today we are literally eating with all our senses. The sight is amazing, colorful, smells are unbelievable, and the taste is yummy. And these are guaranteed recipes. Do try them. I'm telling you, you cannot go wrong. Novices, people who don't know how to cook, who fear cooking, start with these recipes. Start with my recipes. One pot and you have to do nothing. It just cooks on its own. I mean, it's doing its own thing, as you see. Okay, so that is done for the day. That's my dinner. Have a great Saturday night, and I'll see you tomorrow with a new recipe. Let's share, like, and spread the joy. Namaste.